That's a physical act, right? Obstructing is a physical act. I'm talking to two other officers. I don't have to answer. I'm not getting in that car. I'm not getting in that car.
Everybody, give me my phone back. Give me my phone back now. He stole my phone. Give me that phone back.
On February 24th, 2024, the Garden of Eden Foundation hosted a charity event where luxury car owners gathered to support the cause. During the rally, a corrupt Okeechobee Sheriff's deputy pulled over one of the participants for all the wrong reasons.
I got you going 63. It's a 35 through town. All you guys are hauling ass down the road because you know what y'all are doing.
No,
yeah, you do.
It was a split.
You got your license?
Her license?
Yeah, her license too. I'm required everybody in the car.
As you can see, Deputy Kanarick is requiring driver's licenses from all occupants of the vehicle, not just the driver, but the passengers as well.
The female officer took 25 minutes to finally write a ticket. By this time, a large crowd had gathered, including former NFL Hall of Famer and Super Bowl champion Warren Sapp.
All right, come over here. All right, I'm giving you a citation, okay? 63 to 35. That's unacceptable, man. That's almost double the speed limit.
Like I said, we're part of the rally. We're having fun.
You can be part of the rally or you can live in town. I completely understand, but going almost double the speed limit's a little unacceptable.
Warren objected to the citation, pointing out that the stop was over and the officer had no reason to keep engaging. But instead of letting it go, the deputies decided to escalate the situation.
Yes. But if you do the traffic school, it takes the points off. Okay?
So I have a clean license, right?
It doesn't matter. I understand
it's kind
that.
of worth
Like
at least
I
the
said,
consideration.
with the
Look how many of us.
with the amount of traffic, I'm trying to educate you, man. And with the amount of traffic that's coming through town,
63 is not double 35.
The law gentleman got this.
63 is what I got him on my radar.
It was clear that he wasn't interfering, but just exercising his rights. Yet the officers, unable to handle criticism, reacted in the worst way possible.
What you mean? Stop what?
Are you serious?
Want to go to jail today?
Say that shit.
I don't know.
Would you like to go to jail for obstruction?
You get me?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
Would you like to go to jail for obstruction?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
Would you like to go to jail?
You do know that, right?
I know the law.
Obstruction is a physical thing. What did I do that physically?
You're obstructing her from doing her job.
What did I physically do? It's a physical action.
No, it's not neither.
Obstruction is a physical act.
With the officers refusing to back down, Warren was threatened for obstructing official business, even though he was only speaking his mind. To his surprise, the deputy finally placed him in handcuffs without justification.
You don't let me your name during an investigation? That's obstruction. What's your name? What's your name and badge number?
Coon Fair, 734.
Coon Fair.
All right,
734.
Yeah.
Detained for what?
I'll take that.
Detained for what?
Now Warren Sapp's being told that he's being detained, placed in handcuffs for obstruction. Deputy Stelante is alleging that Warren Sapp obstructed his investigation.
They arrested Warren for obstructing official business and placed him in handcuffs. What started as an unfair ticket was now turning into a blatant violation of rights.
You don't answer that for us, right, officer? Why are you arresting? You know it's illegal for you to watch him do this. Yeah, I am. Right? This is force. This is force. Absolutely. What am I being detained for?
Until I can get your name, that's what we're going to do. You're being detained.
What am I being detained for? Hold on. You didn't wait a minute. What am I being detained for?
For an obstruction charge to hold, a physical act is required, but the officers twisted Warren's words into a legal offense. When he asked for a supervisor, they ignored the request and locked him in the back of the police cruiser.
I don't have to ask. I'm not getting in that car. I'm not getting in that car. Why am I getting in that car?
Stop pushing it. Stop resisting. Get back. Get back.
Let's go. That's all I want to know. Where's the
Sit
supervisor?
down.
A sergeant eventually arrived and spoke to Warren, with Warren allowing him to search. Only then did another officer finally recognize him, but it made no difference. They still refused to let him speak to a supervisor and took him to jail.
I did nothing for nobody.
What is all right, let it off.
Whose car is this?
I don't know whose car this is. This is my car.
You know who he is? That's Warren Sapp. That's Warren Sapp.
Okay, well, he wouldn't get his name.
Yeah, that's Warren Sapp.
All right, well,
By the time they reached the detention center, the officers finally realized their mistake. The same sergeant who had initially refused to talk to Warren rushed inside, scrambling to fix what had already been done.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, no, definitely not going to argue with you.
You'll have your day in court. I understand that. So.
Oh, no, because I just had my rights violated. Your officer said to me, do you want to go to jail? First thing he said out of his mouth to me. I said, excuse me? What's your name? So I laughed, because I do have a right to remain silent, right? I have the right, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, right?
Yes, you absolutely have a right to remain silent.
This time, Warren called out their actions, leaving the officers struggling to justify the arrest. Somehow, they had managed to turn a charity event into a legal disaster.
That's all I need. All that was there, body cam and all that good stuff. And
yeah, it'll all be in there.
The 1983 deprivation rights, my first, my fourth, and my fifth.
Yes, sir. And you're more than willing.
And I really don't know how, man, you couldn't have had this conversation with all those officers. You had the SWAT sergeant there too.
The SWAT sergeant? Mm-hmm. No.
Yes, that's who patted me down.
Warren kept mentioning all of his rights, making it clear that these corrupt officers had made a big mistake. The charges were eventually dropped, but Warren filed a civil rights lawsuit against the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office, demanding $20 million in damages. On February 8, 2023, a journalist named Evan Lambert found himself in a serious confrontation with law enforcement, all because he refused to stop his live coverage of a train derailment.
Yeah, want me to file charges right now?
Go ahead.
I am allowed to be here. Did you not sign, man? Put your hands on it.
Go. Now.
Or you can go to jail. Sir. You want to go to jail for criminal trespassing? Do you want to go to jail for criminal trespassing? Do you understand?
You know how quickly our lawyers will get me out?
I don't care. I don't care.
Despite multiple news outlets being present, Major General John Harris and several state troopers singled him out, demanding that he leave. They claimed his reporting was disruptive, but it was clear this wasn't about noise. It was about control.
You're going to walk out the door.
Touch
Mine out, sir. You're going to walk out the door, or you're going to jail.
Do not touch me.
Sir, can we talk outside, please?
I'm trying to listen.
Outside, please.
And he escalated with me. I am doing my job. This is covered by the First Amendment.
Excuse me, sir. I'm the building supervisor here. Please leave. There you have it.
Major Harris insisted that the journalist's broadcast was interfering with the event, but Lambert pointed out that since when does an officer get to dictate how loudly the press can report? He mentioned his First Amendment rights, but in this case, it didn't come with a built-in volume limit, no matter how inconvenient the truth might be.
You're under arrest. Under arrest.
Excuse me, sir. Oh, sir.
You got this bad. Stop.
I am on the ground.
Stop resisting. Stop.
Instead of allowing him to do his job, officers escalated the situation by taking the journalist to the ground and placing him in handcuffs. This raised serious concerns about whether Major Harris had any legitimate authority to make such an aggressive call.
The reason why he is where he is, he was told to leave, he refused to leave. Okay. Then the building superintendent comes over and says, I don't want you here. Okay. He still refused to leave.
I didn't
so now he's arrested.
I didn't witness anything.
That's his own fault he's arrested. All he had to do was pipe up.
I didn't.
And he just kept on arguing.
All I'm telling you is from the television standpoint.
I understand what you're trying to do. I understand you guys have it.
Later, the journalist's manager stepped forward with more context, making it clear that this was never about any real violation of the law. And sure enough, all charges were eventually dropped, which hints at a classic textbook case of silencing someone first and worrying about the legal consequences later. In December 2024, First Amendment Auditor Leroy decided to pay a visit to the Union City Police Department to investigate the allegations of nepotism and corruption within their pistol permit system. Wasting no time, he went straight to the source, the police chief's wife, Michelle Zerone.
Some questions for Michelle Zerone there. Can I ask her? I needed to ask her some questions. Oh, hey there. Ask some questions. Good you got your body cam up for that. And some questions about, number one, the gun permit situation. Now, you're married to Chief Puccini, and is that correct?
Do you want a gun application form on how to do it?
Well, I want to know what kind of collusion. But this is absolutely work-related. I want to know.
The moment Leroy confronted her, Michelle wasted no effort in flipping the script, portraying herself as the victim. Instead of addressing the accusations, she played the harassment card, hoping to divert attention from the real issue at hand.
You're playing to defend women, and I feel like now you're harassing me.
Oh, So now you're a sergeant, police sergeant, and you just said because you're a woman, you're a police sergeant. I don't look at you as a woman or a man. I look at you as a police sergeant.
Is anything work related?
So listen, she just pulled female harassment because I'm asking her a question of nepotism and possible collusion between her and her husband when it comes to gun permits.
Leroy made some bold claims, backed by the complaints, about corruption in the department, but Michelle's response, or lack thereof, only confirmed the severity of this corruption. Instead of countering with facts, she showed an entitled attitude, acting as if she didn't owe anyone an explanation.
That you're in collusion with him, and you decide who's going to get them and who doesn't together, which is a major conflict of interest.
Did you say so? So here's the application. If that's how you feel, you can try doing it.
It's not a matter how I feel. I already have people coming to me that says that you have been illegally denying them gun permits. Yeah, number two, about, and was it Detective Contrast that did you kick her out like did George Haber?
I do not. There's no Detective Contreras here.
When pressed about her actions and the public's concerns, she suddenly developed selective amnesia, pretending to have no clue what Leroy was referring to.
So it was just that you just had removed because you had a mean girls fight with them.
Is there anything else that can help you?
Well, that's my question.
Okay, then that's not work related.
Of course it's work related. It's someone who is in this office working with you. So can you believe? Then she walks away and she's a coward like her husband. And can you believe that she said, oh, I'm here to, I say I want to protect women, but I'm harassing a woman.
Realizing she was running out of ways to dodge the conversation, Michelle made her exit. And as if fleeing the conversation wasn't enough, she pressed the panic button to summon police backup over nothing more than a guy with a camera.
They called you up to babysit? Did they call you up? Hey, oh, hey, hello. Hey, good to see you. Did they call you up here?
I don't know what's going on.
She just accused me of harassing her as a female. I had a question for her, and she says, oh, you say you support women. You're harassing the female. No, you're a police officer. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. I'm asking you questions as part of your duty.
The situation could have escalated, but one of the responding officers turned out to be an old acquaintance of Leroy, someone who knew he was a legitimate journalist. Leroy calmly explained that he was well within his rights and had broken no laws.
It's not work related. It's more harassment. So if it's anything having to do with the record,
what a liar.
I will help him. But if he's gonna come here and harass, then
that's not harassment.
Okay.
Sergeant.
Is it about business?
Absolutely, it's about business. Of course it is. I'm an investigative journalist, and so I'm not going to get into it with you, but I have very, very important questions.
While Michelle played the harassment card and loyalty to her work, the officer wasn't interested in taking part in any unconstitutional nonsense. He refused to arrest Leroy, ignored any attempts to fabricate a trespassing charge, and let him go without issue. Meanwhile, Michelle shut down the office, locked herself inside, and hid from the fallout.